Tere, tere tulemas PÖFF, tere tulemas PÖFF TV. This is Javier Garcia Puerto, programmer of main competition in PÖFF 2025. And this time we're really happy to introduce the Mexican movie Versalles. And for doing it, we have the luck of having with us Andrés Clariond, filmmaker, director of the movie, who is also, I guess, glad to be here to introduce his third feature movie to the world here in Tallinn. Tere tulemas, bienvenido. Andrés, ¿qué tal?
Hi, Javier. Very happy to be here. It's an honor to be in this festival and in such a beautiful city like Tallinn.
Mm-hmm. And I think your movie is really appealing, how it's like this, the synopsis itself, or what they're like putting in the table, the way to approach of such thing, which is a quotidian life. I mean, it's in everyone's life, but it seems also elevated in cloud, which is politics, because they are present in all the circumstances of our life, but it's a political class seems to be away. And you develop a metaphor, which is like exactly that politics are close to the villa, to the folks, but really in another layer.
Yes, exactly. What I wanted to portray is like this intimate picture of politician psychology, because we see many films about politics and all the dynamics, and for me it was what I wanted was to explore the psychology, especially in a very vulnerable moment, like when they leave power, they leave their posts, and they don't have that rush of the all the interviews, the people wanting to talk with them, all that importance that they are giving, especially like in Latin America, where, and I think it's in most of the world, but my experience in Mexico and Latin America is, unfortunately, politicians, they end up believing they are royalty, and they want all these privileges. They feel they deserve a better treatment. So for me, that's what motivated me to do this film.
So it's mostly what a politician does when the camera is not rolling.
Exactly,
in
yes.
the background, no? Like when they disappear from the picture, what they do around. That's a...
Yes, because what we get to see is like the facade, no, the public facade, and I wanted the movie start with him like in his bedroom, like in a very dark bedroom. It's like an analogy of that we are getting into his intimate part or psychology.
You already tackled a really interesting point, like politicians believing they are like part of the monarchy, like our king family, mostly, not only to be a king, but the family around. And this is somehow, my question is kind of deep. This is somehow related with the history of Mexico, or maybe something that our audience doesn't know, like you have democracy since the beginning of 20th century after the Mexican Revolution, but then you have a party which was running the power during 70 years,
70 years, yes.
Or over, and it was like the most contradictorial name ever, which is Institutional Revolutionary Party.
Yes.
So I guess after 70 years, they believed they were like kingdom succession.
Yes, it's a fake. We live like a fake democracy where we change president every 6 years, but it came from the same party, and yes, they felt like monarchs. They lived in a beautiful house. They had many privileges. The people cheered up in the streets, and then democracy started in Mexico in 2000 when a different party arrived to power. And now we are in the middle of like going back.
So this is what inspired your movie initially?
Well, mostly it inspired me like I have some relatives that are politicians, and I write about politics in the main newspaper in Mexico. So I'm close to that process of the politicians, and I wanted to see how it feels when they don't have the power anymore. So yes, the political party that was 70 years was like a monarchy, and every 6 years you change the president, and then when a new president arrived, the other president had to like fade in the dark, and no one will give it this ex-president the same importance. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, going to
what they do in shadows.
What they do in the shadow, yes.
well, like maybe it's like a pre-sequel to the to the movie that what they do in shadows. Actually, what they are doing in shadows is quite really nicely depicted through photography and through different arts, because we were surprised in the committee how the movie seems to be done by two different directors in a way, like one thing is real life and the other thing is like the tableau vivant of like the wife it's developing.
Yes.
And like where did that idea come from? It's like to develop the metaphor we are putting, or?
Yes, it's to go into the absurd. No, I like to do movies that are in borderline with the absurd, that and I wanted to portray this exaggeration of what a politician by himself in a small town, having all the power to do what he wanted with the people that live there. So he imagined himself as a king, and he saw all the people as his how do you say, like servants,
subjects,
yes. And for me, what was very important was all the design, the costumes. I didn't want it to look like a parody. I wanted to have like a very good taste.
But still, it's like somehow a comedy.
It is
somehow a drama.
It is, and for example, we wanted the people from the town to be half dressed. Sometimes they wear a wig, but they wear their tennis shoes, and like that kind of mixture. That's what I wanted. No?
Let's say this to our audience: like it's a deep political drama, but if you smile and you have a laugh from time to time, it's okay. He won't be bothered.
No, that's the idea. I love films that make you uncomfortable. This is a film that it's not like a funny movie. It's more like a movie that produced like uncomfortableness and laughs out of that feeling.
Yeah, and the person who made these pictures that we're gonna discover during the movie is actually a Spanish actress.
Yes,
it's quite well known in Spain, especially because she appears in many series, like in Movistar, in Netflix series, like in really with big names, who is Maggie Sibantos. And she was never worked in Mexico before. So how come you get to know her, and why you decide this specific Spanish actress bringing in a Mexico reality?
Well, first of all, because she's a great actress, I had followed her career since years ago, and also because she represents like the concept of Western beauty.
Okay.
And the movie has this topic of racism, and how this guy, the politician, he feels a little bit uncomfortable with the color of his skin. Okay. And he has some trouble with that, and his career has been affected because he's not in Mexico. We have a lot of classism and racism, so his political career didn't develop as he wanted, mostly because
he was darker
his race, yes,
than another.
But at the same time,
candidate,
he picks up a woman that looks like a princess, no? So
to contrast, maybe, or to compensate.
Yes, or having double standard. I don't know, being in a culture where that is appreciated so much that even for him, it's something that he values, to have that like a trophy, beautiful Western beauty,
like a jar in the table, something like that.
Yeah, but I mean the character of her is very powerful in the movie. She's the one that is moving all the
strings.
The strings.
No? He's pulling the strings.
Yes.
Well, it's like you are slightly adding another layer of meaning with that choice, like because what is harder in Mexico nowadays, like the racism or the classism?
It's both, because it goes together.
Okay.
Most of the time, the people that has less money has darker skin, so it goes together. That's why it's even more difficult.
Wow. Yeah, it's like, what do you think the people here and in the world is they're gonna receive like a movie that it seems extremely local, but being that local becomes universal.
Yes, especially in this time where we are full of crazy politicians, autocrats all around the world, that they feel that they are kings, no? So I think that the topic is very relevant, and also the movie talks about other issues like the relationship of the couple, the how someone desires something so much because this guy wants to be president and he ends up being put aside. Someone else is picked up. So how you deal with that, the rejection, all the psychology. I love movies that deal with like dark human psychology. So it has other topics that I'm sure that are going to make sense for anyone. It's a human experience, no?
Nice. So the audience here in Tallinn and Estonia, they love the movies coming from America, from Colombia, Argentina, Chile, from Mexico as well. So, but if you have to convince them, like, to tell them why your movie is like worth to watch it and how they're gonna have fun in the screen room with Versalles, what would you tell to them?
Well, it's like I feel that it's a cathartic movie. I think many of us have issues with politicians and figures of power, and it's a good moment to make fun of them and to laugh about their way of
In
being.
a collective way, not in a
Yes,
screening
yes,
room.
yes. For me, that was appealing. It's also a beautiful film with costumes shot in a beautiful hacienda, Mexican hacienda. So I think it has many things that people are going to appreciate.
So you see, Versalles by Andrés Clariond, world premiering in main competition in Tallinn Black Nights 2025. It's your chance. It's your chance to have fun of our politicians all together in a screening room. So, now to get filmed.